This is Luca Alberici, currently Chief Business Officer of MolMed. Today, I have the great pleasure to introduce you MolMed and the great news that we are now part of AGC Biologics. This allows us to become one, if not the only, end-to-end CDMO in the cell and gene therapy field. This acquisition was completed in July this year and allow AGC Biologic that was already in the field of cell and gene therapy through the plasmid manufacturing capability out of the Heidelberg site, also to complete the dream of becoming fully integrated in cell and gene therapy by also adding what are the MolMed core expertise in terms of viral vector and cell therapy. For those of you who are not familiar with AGC, AGC Biologic is part of AGC Inc., a global Japanese conglomerate being founded over 100 years ago in 1907 in Tokyo, with current turnover of over $14 billion and having over 55,000 employees all over the globe. Of course, this gives AGC Biologic, but also MolMed consequently, a great financial stability and ability to invest in CapEx for facilities and technologies. It also provides the stability and long-term vision to be focused not only on the year-to-year P&L, but also to invest in what are the technologies that are going to be crucial and peculiar in this field for the next 5, 10, 20 years. And of course, the acquisition of MolMed is in the context of the ability of AGC to grow, both organically, but also through M&A activities. When I talk about end-to-end solution, I would like to stress the fact that we are probably the only one in terms of seeing integration in this particular field, being able to offer all the three segments that characterize cell and gene therapy, namely plasmid DNA, viral vector, and cell therapy. These three services can be offered as a standalone services where we are among the leaders in each of them, but also as a complete package that is so important in this field, being able to manufacture plasmid that then are useful for the production of viral vectors and use the same viral vector for them to do the genetically engineered of cells. Moreover, in each of these three segments, we have the end-to-end solution, meaning that we always start from client's demand and from what is available in terms of materials and more process at the client side. We then either transfer that into our facilities, or in certain cases, we can even offer proprietary process as a starting point that can be used as they are or be complemented to what the client is bringing to us to then finalize the process development and analytical development and entering into routine GMP manufacturing. An excellent quality control and quality assurance groups ensure the release of our products, making them being available for use at the clients or at other CDMO for further manipulation. Sometimes, like in the context of cell therapy, our integrated supply chain make the drug product already available also at the client side in terms of hospital and final users. On the right-hand side, you also can see what are our key characteristics of our offering. So we are very much known for our ability in process development and analytics that are so crucial in this field and what we are all trying to achieve. This is also cited by a great routine GMP manufacturing capacity. This is especially true for our new GMP facility out in Bresso that has been recently completed and is still undergoing expansion. And this is so important in a moment where the manufacturing, especially for viral vector, is considered probably the single most important bottleneck in this industry. We also add 25 years of experience in cell and gene therapy where MolMed for several years has been developing its own product and pipeline. And before dismissing those quite recently and being now focusing purely on the cell and gene therapy CDMO offering. This 25 years has been allowed us to went through all the challenges that it takes for any sponsor to bring this therapy from the bench to the bedside and into a commercial approval. And all this learning are now put in the hands of our customer and clients for complementing their offering. Finally, going into the last square, we have commercially approved facility. And this is not a theoretical exercise. All our facilities are really approved and validated by local authorities. And we are supplying marketed product in different geographies. Deep diving into each of these three segments and starting from plasmid DNA, we have a pretty long experience into supplying DNA for vaccine, but also as RNA product. And relatively recently, we entered the cell and gene therapy field plasmid supply, meaning that now we offer R&D, high quality, and GMP grade plasmid for cell and gene therapy application. We can do cell line development or transfer cell line that is present at our customer side. We then work in terms of optimizing the process and analytical methods, several steps, including, of course, cell lysis. And finally, we can manufacture at very different scales, ranging from 100 into 1,000 liters bioreactors. Moving into viral vectors, our core focus has always been in retro and lenti, where across the last 25 years we have manufactured over 200 batches for both clinical and commercial application. But what I would like to stress here today is that we are now entering and offering AAV services out of our facilities. So please don't hesitate to reach out to know more about our AAV offering. All these three types of vector are then can be offered as a proprietary platform, but also tech transfer into our facility and then optimize in terms of output and yield before entering GMP manufacturing, where we have different scales, the largest being 200 liters with disposable bioreactors. We also complement the offering through fill and finish and by QA analytical release, a QC analytical release, then being sure that we test and are able to release all our vectors. Such vectors can then, of course, be used for cell manipulation. In terms of cell therapy, indeed, we have quite a lot of experience in both the autologous and allogeneic setting. So we can start from either the patient-owned cells or healthy donors. And apheresis can arrive at us either fresh or frozen as the client requires. We often do process development on top of tech transfer in order to scale up or close a certain step of the processes. And then we can move this into GMP, where we have over 20 grade B suite for genetic manipulation of both of several different types of cells, including CD34 T cells, but also mesenchymal stem cells, NK cells, and other subtypes. And as I said, our integrated logistic can help in managing the supply of fresh and frozen inbound material, but also the outbound drug product directly to the hospitals. Focusing on our facility, we have the Alberici facility that is center of excellence in plasmid DNA at all grades, as I already mentioned. This facility is really focusing on microbial in scales that range from 100 to 1,000 liters, also being able to do all upstream, downstream, and analytical development. This facility, as the other two, is already commercially approved. Then we have on the right-hand side the Milan and Brussels facility that are the core MolMed facility to date, where we do viral vector, again lengthy and retro, to a scale up to 200 liters, with titers that are top of the industry, ranging up to E12 for lengthy and E11 for retro. We have also, as I mentioned, several suite grade B for cell engineering of both open and closed process, especially for stem cells and T cells, so for rare diseases and oncological indication. We have over 160 tests in-house, summing both for viral vector and cell therapy. And I would also like to mention that we are exclusive supplier of several clinical programs and commercial programs, including Swimbillis by Orchard. All in all, we have over 300 highly qualified cell and gene therapy professional, and by highly qualified meaning that there is a huge amount with college degrees, and also most of them even have a Ph.D. in all our departments. Our global footprint includes not only the cell and gene therapy facilities, but also the mammalian and microbial facility in the US, in Seattle and Boulder, but also in Copenhagen, Europe, and Chiba, Japan. These are extremely important because those will be the base of our future expansion of cell and gene therapy offering outside Europe, also in the US and in Japan. And as such, it's important also to highlight that all these facilities are approved by the local authorities or by even global authorities, meaning FDA and EMA are the two most commonly one, and also PMDA. In terms of track record, we are currently supplying over 35 clinical programs, 15 for cell therapy and 20 for viral vector across the two main geographies. And we have 2 commercial products in Europe for which we are supplying cell therapy and 2 for viral vectors. Up to date, we manufacture over 300 patients just in the autologous setting, especially for rare diseases. Over 200 batch of vectors, and serving over 30 clinical trials across the globe. Our key partner, a sample of those is on the right-hand side, and includes a non-profit organization like Teleton Boston Children's Hospital, mid-sized biotech like Orchard, Rocket, Autolus, and Selectis, all the way up into large pharma like GSK. Finally, let me highlight what are our key differentiators. First is the network facility, the global network facility that I just mentioned, with facilities in Europe and US that will allow our expansion of viral vector and cell therapy also in the geographies where we are not currently present. The great technical innovation that recently allow us to include AAV in our services, but we will continue the investment into new technologies, gene editing, other cell types, allowing us to meet pretty much all the possible clients' demand in this field. And finally, the customer centricity, that is not just a word, but for both MolMed and AGC has been one of the most important part and value. And we spend so much time during the due diligence to align and verify how we both are customer-centric. We in MolMed have not missed a single patient during this pandemic, and not a single batch was delayed. And all our clients were so thankful for that. At the same time, AGC is currently doing a key work into providing therapeutics for COVID-19 with their partner. So thank you all for your attention. I hope you are now clear on the overall strategy of MolMed and AGC. So should you have any further, should you require any further information on what we offer, new services, please do not hesitate to reach us anytime. Thank you.